Okay. Good. Oh, hey, what up? It's KUNU on Cross the Street.
New native America, I am that. Eddie Curtis can't keep me frozen, no, in fact, I am fluidity on the track. I give you that kickback feeling as I'm drilling deep down into the spirit of America.
Do that again. Yeah.
Smells like fracking.
What is good, everybody? We are here today with my friend KUNU. How are you, my friend?
Oh my God. Really good.
This is amazing. We popped in on him here today, and what a awesome surprise. You work with Prince, Mr. Elwood. Mm-hmm. The stories he was telling us about some of the work he got to do there was breathtaking. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your guys' episode with him. That's going to be...
I also am looking forward to that. So you heard us. That's us. What have you been doing otherwise, man? We haven't seen you in a while. I know we used to bump into each other quite often at Wicked Wednesdays. Was a spot where we would hang out quite often. How you been otherwise? What have you been up to?
Been good, man. KBOO as well.
KBOO as well, yeah. Shout out to the movement. Yeah,
definitely. Dude, the pandemic kind of threw a curveball on all the plans. I don't know if you know this or if you remember, but I was pushing my first album release, and the crazy thing was the release date was like March. I think originally it was like March 11th or something of that pandemic year, or when everything went crazy. And then the venue that I was at, they kept pushing my release date back, and then I was on March 18th was going to be the party we had adjusted to. And then I think on March 17th, it was like
they
whole
closed
shutdown.
the whole world down.
So then...
Yeah, so what did you do after that then? You just put a stop to the project, or?
No, we released it and, printed up a bunch of merch and had CDs. I was going to do tapes and vinyl too. We didn't do the tapes and the vinyl, but we did CDs, and then with virtual sales and just the support of my community, we were able to... just kind of make money.
Was that through the Battle Smoke?
Through the Battle Smoke.
Yeah. So that was the project that you already had a plan to release it, but then got pushed back.
Yeah.
Turned out to be for the best, though. It sounds like, yeah.
I mean, it was cool because it kept money coming in when we didn't have work to do as artists.
That's true.
It was like there were no shows, there was no video.
We all suffered through that, my friend.
Yeah.
We all went through it. My photography business went down the drain.
Yep.
I guess one good thing that came of it is this show for me. So.
Yeah, dude, for real, that's awesome, man. Yeah. We all had to adjust and pivot and figure things out. And but to answer your question, I just started a family, right? So my son Asa and my partner Shoshana, my wife, her and I basically we had a 2-year-old, and. We lived in a townhouse with our backyard was a concrete slab, and we couldn't go to the parks, we couldn't do anything, so we dipped out of Portland and went out to her in-laws in the country, and we just lived the country life for a year, and then we just
Speaking of your son, didn't he just build you a Lego set recently?
Yeah.
We saw the pictures online. He posted I'll go ahead and show them to you. They're right over here. His son put together a little. Almost like a little planetarium of you rapping in front of all your friends, it looks like.
Yeah, it was super dope. Yeah, he made the stage. One of our little sets has a little microphone in it.
Yeah.
And so we were playing Legos one morning, and he had the microphone. It was like, And I just seen him, gathering all the figures.
He kind of broke the internet with that. It was 250 likes on it or something. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Dope, yeah. Is that something that you guys bond with, is the Legos?
Oh, totally, man. Yep. Yeah. Lego masters.
I went down a rabbit hole with my son quite a bit ago doing all that same thing.
Yeah.
You do have a couple events coming up. One for sure that we do know about, the Powwow Highway on April 14th in Salem, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that event and how that all came about.
Yeah, so the event is Get to the Gath. That's the name of it, Get to the Gath. And it's basically getting my crew, a few of our members are performing there. My brother, Nako, Mr. Chief, he's performing at the Gathering of Nations Powwow, which is the biggest powwow in the country. And so basically what happened, it's in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, and the whole city has basically turned into like a tribal, like South by Southwest, like
Whoa.
hip hop event.
Whoa.
Or not just hip hop, like music, tribal music. So over the last 10 years or so, like over that weekend at the end of the month, there's just all the tribal musicians of the country come and go to Albuquerque for that weekend. So we were trying to get booked there, didn't really work out. I'm entering into a 16-bar rap competition from the homie Defi. So I'll be performing at one spot. My brother's got a few different shows lined up, and we could share links on where they're at. But basically, us as a crew, Burial Ground Society, we just want to be down there in support of my brother's shows, connect with people, and then, set it up for next year.
I saw some of the merch for that, some of the shirts that you guys have for the Burial Ground Society. Those are dope.
Thank you, bro. Yeah,
who designed those? Who designed those?
I did, bro.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great. No, those are cool.
Man. Well, I mean, there's several different designs made by different members. So like Wiseacre one, he designed a few of our images. And then my cousin Toby Linwood, who owns Tattoo 34, he did our BGS logo. You can see it right there.
Oh, what? That's what's BGS? That's the Burial
Ground Sound, Burial Ground Society.
Wow.
And then I designed the Three Chiefs image.
No, the T-shirts are great. Is there some place where people can purchase those?
Yeah. So all the links will be on our event page. So we'll have. I'm not sure if which website, because we have multiple personal websites.
We'll get the links for those so we can share those. In the description below, you'll be able to find those links. We'll make sure you give me those. And then you guys should get some of those shirts. The shirts are pretty fantastic. They stood out really, really nice. So
thank you.
Again, nice work on that. Those are cool.
Thank you. And that's getting us, we're just fundraising to get down there, basically pay for our travel and our lodging, and then just to be down there and network. And, who knows, we may just bum rush some stages and just show out, but we want to show up as a crew, united, supporting each other, and so that's what we're fundraising for with this show. And then at the show, we're gonna do some live performances. We'll do some raffles. We got some super dope gear to raffle off, and yeah, so
we got you some gear too.
Oh,
we always try to swag everybody out if we can, but these are the new ice white versions that we got it across the street to you. What are you, extra large guy?
Yeah.
We got you. This is the little large version, but we got another one over there. Right. But yeah, there's a nice new shirt for you there. Thanks again for joining the show, man. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Dude, I'm hyped. I've been waiting for this for a while. I don't like to really do anything unless I got something, to promote.
Sure.
So, we got this show coming up, but also I'm recording my next album right now. Prince, we laced 2 tracks today, and then we also laced a verse that I'm going to be sending to Chalice Row. It's going to be myself and then another tribal artist out of Minneapolis. His name's Tall Paul. So we're going to do a feature on that, and it's going to be a Chalice Row production.
Speaking of that, I guess when you get that album done, you get it released. As well, for all of our artists out there, we have to say big ups to our all-the-time sponsor, Rappy Dusky and PDX Radio. Submit your music to prettydopesubmissions@gmail.com, and if you have all of your ducks in a row, Rappy will get you played on his credited radio station. So make sure you do that. Have you heard of PDX Radio yet?
No, the numbers is really where I've been connecting.
Great, yeah, that's another good one. Rappy Dusky developed the audible version of Cross the Street, we like to call it, where he has an entire segment called Locals Only, where he plays nothing but local hip-hop artists. So make sure you submit your music, everybody out there. Yeah. Also, big ups to our monthly sponsor, Strawberry Pickle and Rainbow City. For all of your event needs, check out Rainbow City. Big, awesome, glow-in-the-dark establishment. There's bars. She caters to all age groups, too, it seems like. So shout out to Rainbow City. Thank you very much. So once you get the album released, is there a marketing team that you have kind of in place this time around? Or are you going to go out the same way you did the last one? Or
so I'm really working on that right now. One thing that I've been learning on this path is it's really, and shout out to Mighty for all the work that he does, and it's an inspiration to see what he's doing. Also, so I'm saying that to say, I'm learning about syncing and publishing, and that's really what I want to do with this album, and then also my first album too, right? So I'm creating this catalog. I'd love to try to work with Marmoset, or some other outfit that can help, make those connections.
Sure.
We were just talking, Prince and I, about it, and yeah, I mean that's where you want to be as an artist to get your royalties.
The power of those sync licenses seem to be pretty. He's worked with the Mariners. He's worked with the Portland Trailblazers. A lot of big outfits. HBO, I believe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then shout out to Smoke, M2D6. He's there's a few tracks we did today with his beats, and I think he's working with Marmoset. So. It's just, I feel like that's the next step as an independent musician, is to try to be able to pay those bills and stack some paper, get quarterly checks and whatnot.
Some of the stories we just heard from Prince in there is a great reminder of getting all your ducks in a row, I like to say, and making sure you're getting your coin at the end of all this.
Right.
So good vision there to see that coming.
Right on.
Any other good, exciting news? I know you have a visual company too. You do some visual stuff like filming music videos and things like that.
Yeah. So, I went to school for video production and multimedia art at Portland Community College. Shout out to the multimedia department there. They're super dope. I do documentary film work, music video production. Again, with the pandemic though, like I had to shift out of that. And then so I got into education. So I do like educational work with school districts for, tribal cultural work. So that's what I'm doing now. But I definitely, I got some music video ideas brewing for this next project, next album. So we'll be working on that.
Does this album take a different direction than your other projects? Is this kind of a second coming of something, or?
You know what it is, man? So the first album was called Through the Battle Smoke, and that's on all platforms, on YouTube. You can see you can play all the songs and see some music videos. That track was inspired by going to Standing Rock in 2016, and just kind of the Native American activism, and just kind of work for like just rights for the land, the water, for Native people. So that was basically inspired out of that activism. This next project is basically, I guess it's a continuation of that. Mm-hmm. But so my grandma passed away just over a year ago now, and so basically the idea for this album is, when you have to adjust your role, say in family or society as you get older, right?
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like, my grandma was the matriarch, right? So then I feel like now everyone in the family structure has to kind of adjust their roles within the family, and then also like within community. So it's kind of like that idea of just like getting older, and like, and handling your shit.
We've all come accustomed to that, let me tell you. There's one thing that we can't control is time, and some of us, as you get older, it seems to go by a little faster, it feels like to me.
Right? But yeah, so that, and that's a heavy topic, right? Life and death and having to handle your shit. But like there's jams in there, it's like fun, it's like, it's not all serious. It's like, you gotta also like remind yourself to like, take it easy, not take yourself too seriously.
Are there other artists in the Native American hip hop scene that you aspire or kind of like, take traits from that you may bring into your music?
There's like, it's pretty dope in like Indian country, that's what we call it, mm-hmm. like just encompassing reservations, but a lot of cities and just kind of like the hubs of where Native people are creating culture. There's like a big thing with music right now, and then like there's the TV show Reservation Dogs, there's a TV show Rutherford Falls, and there's just like, I feel like we're in this moment where tribal people, indigenous people are like stepping into like popular culture.
Sure.
In a way, where we were always kind of just not they didn't let us in the door, you know, unless we were riding a horse, getting shot off a horse or something. So, you know, I just, like, I take my inspiration from all kinds of artists, from all kinds of different genres. And I actually want to kind of be keeping myself apart and separate, you know, as far as like, you know, but I will say, locally, there's super dope, talented artists, you know. They got Savel, my brother, Mr. Chief, Indo Slim, and I mean, there's tons of artists up in Canada, and I mean, indigenous Mexican artists south of the border. There's a lot of people I feel like bubbling at the same time.
Sure.
So
Seville, I'm glad you mentioned him. His music's fantastic. I mean, I've become a huge fan of his over the last few years, and we interviewed him last summer or whatever.
Okay.
And his wave is great.
Yeah.
Good team too. Shout out to Canseco. I love his sidekick there.
Yeah.
That's the most amazing sidekick I've seen ever. That guy's really great. So big ups to Canseco.
Yeah, they're doing big things, and it's dope when you know that you can lock in with someone and get that teamwork going.
Right. Yeah. Do you have anybody that you work hand in hand with daily like that, or is it just kind of you on your own?
You know, I wish. I mean, really, a big one is Wiseacre One, Che Finch out of Burial Ground Sound, Burial Ground Society. Also, my good friend Tim Keenan Burgess. He's a filmmaker here, a native filmmaker. And then also another tribal filmmaker, Laron Kachaya.
Okay.
He's from Warm Springs, and Isaac Trimble. Those are just kind of folks that I always try to bounce ideas off of, and you know, and try to find different connects, and we all try to hit each other up with work.
If you're anything like me, it's good to have a springboard. The girls across the street, Liz and Birdie, have heard me ramble off 100 ideas an hour at them for over a year. So you got to have somebody to bounce out. They'll tell you, you know, someone if it's good or not. So
Right, for sure. Yeah.
I'd like to first of all thank you for your time once again. We did run through about 15 minutes or so pretty quick. Would you like to leave some special shout outs, PSAs, any announcements on the way out before we wrap this up today?
Let's see, shout outs. Big shout out to my crew, Burial Ground Society. We got Wiseacre One, we got Rawuski, we got Mr. Chief, we got myself. Oh my God, this is where I get into trouble. You know, I mean, as far as BGS, those are like the core members that I really, those are like my uncles and brothers that we kind of came up with this idea many years ago. And starting with this show coming up on the 14th, and the next year we're really gonna try to make some moves and really, you know, make this a business, you know, creative business. So big ups to Portland Underground Recording. Got Prince, Elwood's over there, and
the Prince is right here. Zeb is right there. I can almost guarantee you, Zone's probably down in the basement.
Yep.
We're pretty sure about 95 to 98% of local Portland hip hop probably comes out of this space. So
yeah,
it's pretty
dope.
amazing.
Yeah, oh, and big shout out to Mike Crenshaw, who introduced me to Prince. You know, that's the big bro. He gave me some dope opportunities several years ago, and just mad respect to Mike Crenshaw. And yeah, I mean, you Portland hip hop, you know,
we could go on, right?
Yeah.
This list is never ending. Big ups to DJ Wicked and the Wicked Wednesday event. I believe that's how I met you.
For sure.
Big ups to Tim at the Movement, 1033 and a third. Thank you. But until I see you again, my friend, thank you so much again.
Hell yeah.
Have a great day.
Yeah.